Oof, guys. So what's up, guys? Brian Second Fitness here today. And in the last video, I left off talking about genetics. I talked about the idea. Basically, people think they're gonna be getting ripped. And again, as I talk about, go in that video right now. I'll have it published soon. I'll have it upload soon. Something is flying by, but I'll try to do it. And when you really think you're gonna be getting ripped, and you have bad genetics, you don't have the best genetics. You don't have high basal metabolic rate. You don't have vascularity. You have usually a lot of body composition, body mass index. You have a lot of visceral fat preventing the muscle from showing, whatever muscle from showing. And I'm going to finish up this video talking about something, but I'll pick a subject in a minute, guys. Just let me think. So again, I'll have that video uploaded in a while, and this will be the return of Brian Second Fitness. I made a video about. I made 3 videos 1 week ago, so I want to make sure I get a good amount of videos for you guys before I freeze my ass off perilously out here. And again, go on that video, guys. And today in this video, I'm going to be talking about genetics. And I haven't talked about genetics, but I talked about genetics in the last video. And so many people that they have good genetics, they don't have high percentages of fat, usually visceral fat, body composition, body mass index. They're usually vascular than others because the veins are easier to show because fat is not impacting on the veins, and it doesn't have a lot of pressure from the fat, and the muscles are going to be toning even more. Along with the vascularity, you're going to have high basal metabolic rates, where to the point where you can consume a lot of calories. You can be in a hypercaloric state, but you're not going to be building muscle because your body needs micronutrients, microminerals, vitamins. And again, if you're not getting this, you're usually going to be malnourished. You're going to have to look into supplementations. That the only thing is that you're going to be doing when usually you look at people with genetics is that they're going to be maintaining their body composition, their body mass index, their vascularity, their muscle tone, their muscle growth, where really it prevents it. It's atrophied muscle, where it prevents the muscle from growing, from gaining, and hypertrophy from building muscle fibers. It goes along with the whole catabolic breakdowns, getting the nutrients, micronutrients, microminerals down in catabolism, where the foods release energy and they get up into the anabolic breakdowns, is when your metabolites is when that your basal metabolic rate, when it has the energy to make these metabolites, and in return, these metabolites, they aid in the reproduction, growth, and development of muscle fibers from simple to complex muscle fibers, along with the nutrients that you're getting that are going to be processed, and the foods that are high in nutritional value, and it's going to be with anabolism, catabolism, biosynthesis, the major things. They all rely on each other, and if you do not have all of them, you are not going to decrease fat. You're not going to increase your basal metabolic rate, your caloric intake, whether you can intake many calories. Usually, if you were to carbohydrate load, which is increasing your carbohydrate intake and decreasing exercise before a competition, which people usually do. You see skinny people consuming so many carbohydrates and usually just burning it all off. But guess what? You're feeding your body less carbohydrates. You're not feeding your body micronutrients, microminerals, and micronutrients. You're not feeding your body what it needs to be correctly nourished. And when you're not feeding your body what it needs to be correctly nourished, you will not decrease fat load. You will not increase your basal metabolic rate to the point where you will not be gaining fat. So you can build it up. You can gradually build it up so you can intake more foods that are high in calories that will get you into a hypercaloric state. And when you're eating these foods that are high calories, again, you're going to be burning them off. You're going to be building your metabolism in a correct way. And your immune system, most importantly, you're going to be building all these things. And I just want to make sure to get that off my mind before I continue into this video. This is probably the last video for today. I think this will be the last video for today. I'll make another video. It'll be a joking video. It might be a joking video. I might be serious in the video, but so genetics. And this video is gonna be called Genetics the Truth. Why would I want to call this video Genetics the Truth? Well, if I do have a video of Genetics the Truth, if I do have it up, right, then excuse me, pardon me, guys, because I don't look far back into my videos. I look ahead a little bit. I think about what I should do, what I should talk about, and I usually just leave the subject there. So, talking guy from experience that has experienced this. I was never. No. I thought I was. I used to be really like. This was about 2 years ago. I tell you my whole story, and this is gonna be my story. Just talking about genetics, and I thought I was like everybody else. I thought I had a high basal metabolic rate, but I was actually retaining fat, and I was not burning off calories. I wasn't increasing muscle tone. I wasn't correctly providing my body with catabolism, with the nutrients releasing energy, and then anabolism, getting that energy, releasing, requiring that energy to again make sure that metabolites form in control of your basal metabolic rate, which is again it's metabolites are the creation of your basal metabolic rate when you usually increase it, and we get into a hypercaloric state. And when we're going to be talking about that, we're going to be talking about it aiding in the development, growth, and reproduction of muscle fibers and biosynthesis. This is the whole thing: getting the nutrients processed, the energy released from the food, so your basal metabolic rate can require the energy, and so that it can aid the growth, the reproduction, and development of muscle fibers from simple to complex muscle fibers, expanding the certain muscular they target. And this is going to be affecting also the last thing we're going to be talking about is blood vessels, and this is the main thing with provided with nutrition, making sure that muscle fibers, making sure that your blood vessels, making sure that your basal metabolic rate has enough energy. They all have enough energy to kind of work together, to coincide together, to alongside together. I think that's a word. It might not be a word. If it's not a word, then just tell me in the comment section below. But anyways, if that's not a word, then I'm sorry I offend some of you intelligent people that use intelligent words and basically think that you're all that. Sorry about that. And again, I didn't have any muscle growth happening. I wasn't building my basal metabolic rate. I had high amounts of fat, and this prevented my muscles from actually showing, and especially eating so many carbohydrates. That's a real thing. Is if you're not burning off these carbohydrates, which is again many these people with really good genetics can do. They can burn off all of these calories. They can burn off all these carbohydrates without increasing in fat, visceral fat, increasing in body fat, water fat, increasing in body composition, and on maintaining your body mass index. And the thing that for me, the thing that was happening to me is that I wasn't burning off these carbohydrates. I wasn't burning off these calories. I thought I could consume these calories and basically build my metabolism. I could get a high basal metabolic rate right then, but without nutrition, without catabolism, without anabolism, without biosynthesis, the nutrients processing, releasing energy, the food releasing energy, nutritional food releasing energy, and to provide anabolism, to provide the energy for metabolites to be made by a basal metabolic rate to either grow and to get into a hypercaloric state when you're having many calories and you're basically burning it off again, gaining in muscle tone. You're going to be the metabolites are going to be aiding muscle fibers and growth, reproduction, and development. And when I talk about this, it's the whole process. You can't just think it's one thing. Anabolism is catabolism. Anabolism, biosynthesis. It's nutrients. Make sure that nutrients get processed so that your foods release energy, so you can require that energy. That your blood vessels, they can supply your muscles with oxygen, muscle fibers, they can expand, they can grow, they can have more of a capacity to grow. Your blood vessels can have more of a capacity to grow, and it's really going to be affecting hypertrophy, your basal metabolic rate. Either it's low, you have a low metabolism, low basal metabolic rate, and you have low states of vascularity when you have a lot of fats. You have a lot of visceral fat, you have a lot of body fat, you have a lot of water fat, you have a lot of body composition. And when we're talking about that, we're talking about how much fat you have stored up. That's preventing the muscles from showing, and you not be able to control your body mass index, which is your height and weight. And it's not, you're not going to be developing correctly how your bodies are supposed to develop. And again, going back to my experience when I was living this way, it was depressing, and this is why I choose to help people now, because this is the only thing I know that I can start here any day I want, and the thing that I can do is that I can help you. It breaks my heart that some people think of my channel, they think of it as a joke, because it's never meant to come across as a joke. It was never meant to. It was meant to help people. Brian Sticker Fitness, it's not meant to show you, yeah, I'm a guy that eats healthy, I'm a guy that lives healthy, lives the correct way. It's to help you, and that's the main thing that I want to do. At the end of the day, it makes my heart just burst with happiness, and I can't explain it enough. I could talk about this in about endless amounts of videos, and it would never get old, guys, because this is what I was meant to do. I believe that this is my purpose. I looked, and I asked God, I looked in the mirror one day a couple years ago when I was overweight, when I was malnourished, I was not getting the nutrients, I was not having correct catabolism, I wasn't having anabolism, I wasn't having biosynthesis, is when I wasn't having all these processes. When you don't have all these processes, it's that your body, you're really going to be affecting your organs, you're going to be affecting your liver, you're going to be affecting your heart, you're going to be affecting your gastrointestinal tract, your esophagus, you're going to be affecting all of these things, increasing blood sugar, increasing blood glucose level, increasing blood pressure. And there's so many things, cardiovascular diseases, there's LDL, bad cholesterol, there's narrowing of the arteries, there's heart attacks, there's strokes, cardiovascular diseases, as I just mentioned, there's type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, low blood sugar, high blood sugar. And when we talk about liver failure, is that when your heart cannot regulate the blood vessels supplying oxygen to the muscles, when it cannot regulate that, you're going to be prone for cardiovascular deaths, diseases. I'm telling you this right up, guys. I'm not joking to you. I'm not lying to you in any sort of decisive way. I'm telling you the truth in all my honesty. And you're going to just be killing your liver, going to increase your risk for premature death, dying after a certain age. Usually if you reach the mark of 30, usually dying then. Many people just pass a mark date where usually you begin your life, you begin it as a kid, you really don't worry about your health, and you really worry about your health, and that's when premature deaths, they matter, because premature deaths, so they can happen at any given time, and you do not know. And once, if you have a lot of caffeine, if you have a lot of sugar, you have a lot of carbohydrates, and that you're usually going to be malnourished, you're going to be consuming so many empty calories, you're going to be increasing your risk for premature death, you're going to be increasing your risk for liver failure, bad liver function, and all these things. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys get this down in this video, and I talk about this for like 30 more seconds, guys. And as I was looking in the mirror, I said, God, now please help me. I don't know